run as probably as you wanted earlier this season?
Well, I like to see him play more. There's no question about that early on. But, I'm not coaching the team. If I was coaching the team, would I played him? I don't know, But I was a little frustrated when Hansborough wasn't getting to play early. I thought that Paul was going to be behind a little bit, but now that he's playing pretty well, I think that he's showing that if you get some confidence and you get some time, you're going to get better. But we are young, but our goal here is, like I said a few years ago, we got a 3-year plan, and we're right on it. I mean, I looked the other day, and we're going to have more money than anybody in the summer to go out and either trade one of our expiring contracts or go in the free agency market and get the pieces we need.
Well, Coach, so the likelihood is that you're going to wait until the offseason to make moves, or is there?
We'll make moves anytime. I've said it over and over. If we see the right deal out there for us as a franchise, we're going to do it. Now, it's a little touchy because we don't know what the collective bargaining is going to be, but Mr. Sign told me if you see a deal and you like the player, go ahead and make the move.
What will be your process moving forward as far as coaching search? Is there one underway now, or will you wait to see what happens?
Well, usually when this stuff happens, people start calling. But, obviously Frank's going to be there for the rest of the year, and we'll see how it goes. If he does a good job, he'll be our first interview. Well, I called Jimmy in today. I texted him last night and wanted to meet with him at noon today, and he came in and explained it, and it went very well. Jimmy's a man. He stands up, he talks to you, and looks you in the eye, and he said, "Thanks for the opportunity. I know you're on the right going in the right direction, and if this is something you feel you have to do, I understand." So he was great.
Larry, you guys started off. I'm sorry, I called you Jim. I apologize. So,
sorry.
Larry, you guys started off had a great start, and then some of your young players got called out in the media by Jim. How frustrating was that having your head coach when you have such young kids, scrutinizing your young players?
I never did that when I coached. I didn't like it when I was a player, and the coaches get on my teammates. Obviously, if you look at some of our players, especially Roy, it looks like he's down. I mean, he's not running around having a good time like he was earlier. So often it's ineffective. But you also got to be a man in this profession that it's not all going to be positive, and he's going to snap out of it and start playing the way he's been playing. He's very important to this franchise, and we got to have him play on a high level. But I just didn't believe in that stuff when I coached. I didn't believe in it when I played. But Jimmy does things that Jimmy does, and that's how he expresses himself, and maybe he thinks he can motivate the player like that. But I think in this case with the guys that we have, I don't think it worked well.
Should this team make the playoffs?
Yes, it should. And I said that 3 years ago. I think in the third year, this team should make the playoffs. We're 10 games under 500. I'm not saying we're going to win a championship, but this team should make the playoffs.
If you don't make the playoffs, how hard do you look in the mirror all the time. But if you don't make the playoffs, what does that tell you personally?
Well, that I didn't reach my goal.